Already got the stats for it, huh? All right. Sheesh.
Just leave it, I'll get it. Just leave it there,
Far away.
Coach Jackson, how do you kind of wrap up this one? I mean, obviously, you guys got the win you wanted, you did what you had to do, but I'm sure there's a lot of things you'd like to see you guys do better, like limit the penalties and execute a little better, correct?
Yeah, for sure. Man, we knew coming into it was going to be a tough battle as well. I've been preaching that, to the team, all week. And just for us, just to get an opportunity to go out there with everything on the line, we talk about it all the time. We take care of, the game at hand, and let's put ourselves in the scenario position to go do what we want to do, which we've been talking about all year. But just our style of ball, we didn't play it today. We were successful, we got the W, but offense, I think we got into the red zone. I think we was probably like 4 out of 9. They called back, I think 3 or 4 touchdowns. We just continuously making bonehead mistakes, but we'll get better, we'll clean it up. But like I said, we got the win, so that's really all that matters.
Coach, your team was picked in the preseason poll to be last. Now next week you're heading into a game that could crown you the MEAC champions. How does that feel?
All along, man, I always knew this was going to be a special, team. Coming in and getting this opportunity to, help and change, inspire these young men's lives. They were hungry. Every man to a man was hungry, and they wanted the responsibility to be put on them. The expectations were high here. The standard is the standard. So I just credit them. Day in and day out, it is challenging and it is tough. Because we're asking them to do things that they haven't been accustomed to doing. At least some of them. But we're going to continuously work. This is going to be a huge week. At halftime, and even before the game, I said this is going to be the most important 4 quarters of your life, to give us a chance to go play the championship game here at our home field, that we're very familiar with.
What's been you talk every week about making the transitions program of being the 100,
right,
which if you've not been there for a while, it's
sure
a different thing. You get everybody's best shot.
Yeah.
Have they made that transition, understanding that everybody you play is just, you're going to get their best?
Yeah. A lot of these guys that's been here, they've lost, and teams that we've played, especially in the MEAC conference, has had more success against us. So coming into this year, we knew that. We can't get caught up in the South Carolina playing NC Central or how we're playing more. You know what I'm saying? We got to worry about ourselves, and every opportunity we get a chance to play, you got to think a lot of these teams have been having success versus us for the past 3 to 4, 10, however many years. So it's still going to be a challenge because they don't care about what our record is. They feel like they the big brothers. Like I said before, they like, man, we beat y'all and we've been beating y'all, so what makes you think it's going to be different this week? That's why we're getting everybody's best, right? And like I've been telling everybody, it's a new era, it's a different era here. Our mentality, our mindset is different here, because these young men, they want it, and they put in the work throughout the week, and, it shows on game days.
To the players, you guys, can you talk about during the season, at what point during the season did it click that you guys knew that you had a special group?
We won. Simple, we won. We seen it against Delaware. Now it's just time to fulfill to it, and that's what we've been doing.
I'll say I agree with him. Since fall camp, I think we had our eyes on the championship, so at this point we just controlling what we control and just staying focused one game at a time.
Wait, can you talk about your interception?
That's against the wall. Somebody got to make a play, and that's just what happened. Coach Jal already told me I need one, so I went got one, and then I just cribbed it.
I mean, was that the guy you were covering?
Oh yeah. We was in a little 3-way banjo situation. So the wing came out. I seen, I trailed him, just made a play.
Who made a block for you down
Oh, my man Sam, Copoy, number 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that like running into the field like that?
Hey, man, it's a blessing. Yeah, it's a blessing, man. Just seeing green, that's all.
Coach, how do you feel that Jaden ran the offense today?
Did a good job, man. He took advantage of his opportunities, man. We talked about it leading up to this week, man. We just want to put the best players out there to give us a chance to win football games. And as you see, man, they both played a good job, of a good game and managed the game, made some huge plays, and he just gave us the opportunity to win the football game. So, you know, leading up to this week, man, we're going to continuously put the best players out there. It's going to give us a shot to win the football game, and, you know, he's earned that responsibility.
Hey, Jaden, what's it mean to you guys to be playing for the conference title and a berth in the Celebration Bowl next week?
I think it means a lot, especially from when this team came from in the previous years. So just being able to be at this place right now is a tremendous opportunity. We're extremely blessed. We know what we have at hand, and we're going to take it day at a day and on to next week.
Hey, Jaden, I know you've played a lot this year. What was it like coming in and out? You know, it wasn't series by series. Sometimes it was play by play. I mean, did you really have to stay focused and, you know, in tune with what was going on?
I mean, I trust the coaches, you know, whatever they call whoever's in the game. I also trust the players. You know, I trust KB. He's a hell of a player. So whatever they call whoever's in the game, I just do what they tell me to do and control what I can control, whether it's my mindset or doing the play that's executed. I just trust the coaches to make the right players in the game.
Coach, what's your mindset? You know, I know you're going to enjoy this win tonight and then you shift to next week's game, but, you know, if you could sum up, you know, what that week would look like or what your preparation is going into next week as far as focus, what would it be?
And it's going to be every moment counts, every minute, every second. You know, we got to prepare ourselves to go in to a week where they got a day off. You know, they play Friday, so they got an extra day on us. And when I said it after the game, one of our players was like, "So what?" And it just shows that's our mindset and our mentality, man. Those two words, and the third word is resilience. You know, my first team meeting I had with this team, you know, I presented those words to them because I feel like, you know, my career and how I shaped my career, you know, looking up to like a Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson, I just feel like, you know, for me to be an underdog and me be somebody that was little or that had the success I had, that was, you know, my way of having the success, my variables that I had. And, you know, in coaching, now that's my transition on, you know, getting my team riled up. You know, it starts here. It starts here in your heart. Regardless of what our record was in the past, you know, this era is different. You know, like I said, I keep talking about it, man. These young men are hungry. I'm telling you, the shows. And, you know, we can worry about ourselves because there's a lot of work we got to clean up. We know that. We're not perfect. No man is perfect. And we understand that. And the more we can stay out our own way is the more success we will have.
So DeSean, did John Taylor talk to the team today? Wait, yeah, well, your smile. What was that like? I mean, obviously he comes from, you know, an era when, you know, DSU was a real powerhouse. I mean, what was the message he kind of gave to you guys?
Man, it's been an honor, man, honestly, to be in this seat and obviously have a relationship with him. You know, he's like not a father, he's like an uncle to me. You know, and just the relationship is special because when I got this job, it was just like, you know, he had nothing but support. You know, this is actually his first game coming to this year, and he just, you know, gave him some words of inspiration and just say, like, he could tell, just like what Wayne said, since the first game of the year, we knew we was going to be a special team. You know, once we figured out ways to stay out our own way, and obviously today we had some penalties, but, you know, I think we cleaned it up a lot early on in the season. You know, midway through, we figured it out and said, you know what, if we just stop allowing ourselves to make bonehead mistakes, then we're a dangerous team. And I think, you know, he just contested to that and just said, you know, like, y'all going to win this game, and I'm going to be back next week. So he said he even going to come back next week. So it's just an honor to have those type of guys support us.
Thanks.
To the players, what has it been like, you know, with the new coach, with the coaching staff coming in and, you know, just talk about you being able to take advice and the leadership and the direction from players such as Clinton Portis and D. Jackson. Those.
So how it's been?
Yeah.
It's been great. It's been a blessing for real. Like, just knowing, like, you know, like they came from like the best of the best and like at a higher level. So just like take everything from them and just like soaking it in to add to like your game. And like, you feel me? Like, they ain't, like people say like he wasn't gonna be like a good coach. How can you say that? He's a great coach. You know how to pour into like his players. And as y'all can see, that's why we got the record that we have now. That's all I gotta say. It shows.
I would say it's extremely grateful for these coaches just giving me the chance to be here. So I listen to them about everything. You know, they're lead guys. Whatever they tell me, I'm listening to them. I think it's a great opportunity to have like players who played at the next level to now coaches. They understand the game. Players, coaches, I feel like are the best coaches because they understand the frustration, they understand the grit you have to put in. So I feel like the transparency between the coaches and the players is tremendous, and you see the result right now.
Coach, what do you want to see out of your run game? You've ran the ball so well this year, and Caden's a little banged up, but what do you want to see after what you saw today?
I mean, just really just taking advantage, of our opportunities. In the run fits, the whole world knows we're going to run the ball, right? So for us, it's a challenge because you have teams that are saying, you know what, you're not going to beat us running, and that's why we have to challenge, quarterbacks, like Jaden and Caden, because we're going to get into games that's going to be tough. Sometimes we're not going to be able to run the ball and have the success, as you've seen early on. And as a pass, I think today we ran for whatever, like 200 yards. So, I mean, for us, we have to be able to take advantage of when teams do that. And I told my offense, I said, for us to take that next step, we can't allow guys to load the box. And, Jaden came in and he made some big throws outside today. And, that makes us a different, unique team because now you just can't sit in the box and load the box on us. You got to play honest, right? And if you don't play honest, we're going to make you pay for it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bundle up. We coming next week. Get ready. I know we the underdogs. We don't give a fuck. We've been the underdogs. Get it.